A big round of applause for Ace through Zoom. Very nice, thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, we're going to move right along to our third. We have 5 startups in the space of managing and operating. We've seen 2. Here comes the third one, which is from Israel, and it's called Oriient. So the name fits very well, the location where you're from. Let's see where that's from. What's your name? Mickey, hello, everyone, welcome. When did you arrive? Last night. Everybody, you all came together? Seems like it. Okay, good. So you have a nice crowd here to pitch. I mean, let's see. Are you ready? Is everything working for you? It is. Okay. Is the crowd ready?
Can you hear me?
Thumbs up. Are you ready? Third startup we have. So you have 3 minutes. There's a little timer here, just to, and I'll tell you when there's 1 minute left. 3, 2, 1, go.
So imagine going to another city, another country, and finding out that the GPS is down. This is not theoretical, this actually happened in Europe just 2 months ago. So imagine a world with no Google Maps, no Waze, Uber can't run its operation, you end up standing on the street holding a paper map you can't read, feeling lost. Now stop imagining and think about the last time you went into a building. This is exactly what you have. GPS simply stops at the door. And people have been trying to solve this for the last 10 years with various technologies, from Bluetooth beacons to Wi-Fi to more exotic technologies. But they all pretty much fail to gain traction because they're expensive, they're super complex, and they're inaccurate. So after 10 years of trying, this is still how people navigate indoors with paper maps. We at Orient changed that. We offer indoor navigation that simply works in every building anywhere in the world, offering 3 feet, 1 meter of accuracy. And the beauty of it is that we do all that without installing any hardware. So no Wi-Fi, no beacons, no hardware whatsoever. What we do use is already in every building you've ever visited. It's here with us, it's where you work, it's in your home. And that's Earth's magnetic field, which has been around for quite some time. The new part is sitting in your pocket. That's your smartphone and the sensors in it. If you ever asked yourselves why you need a compass in your phone, it's for running Orient's technology. We take the magnetic field and the compass in your phone, combine them with AI, and are then able to know where the phone is inside any building with 1 meter accuracy. And this is transformative for real estate, because now for the first time you can activate indoor navigation, something like Google Maps, in any building. And you can measure how the building is being used by collecting location information. And this unlocks tons of use cases in real estate and facility management. So Orient becomes a key infrastructure for any building, on top of which you can optimize your operation, offer your visitors a better convenience and a better experience when visiting the building. You can collect analytics, and you can do all that without, and you can do all that without the hassle of having to deal with hardware or complex installations. So we're Orient, we're at booth at the Tech Alley next door, and we have a demo in this building. So come see it and talk about how our service can transform your business.
Woo! All right, Oriient. You finished ahead of time, and it's such a great innovation. Thank you very much for sharing it. By the way, all the startups here can be found outside on the booth, so you can talk to them. And there's even more startups out there. If you haven't spent the time to go out there to do that. So you said it's a magnetic field. You don't need any hardware. It's like a dream come true. So imagine this booth here, right? So we're the Real Estate Innovation Network. There are over 25 startups presenting out there. Now, if I want to navigate to one of them, who deploys this solution? Is it something that the Expo Real would do? Would the booths do that? Would that be a service provided? How does that come into action?
So today we work with service providers. We actually did that process last night. That's why we came a day early. So it took us just an hour. And
so I can use it now?
Yeah, the entire Tech Alley is already mapped.
Wow.
So yeah, we use it, we do it ourselves, we use service providers, but the key to unlocking the real potential here is for us to introduce what we call automated mapping, which is crowdsourcing the entire process so that we can map the entire world without having to visit the buildings, just by leveraging the data already collected by smartphones in those buildings.
Wow, that's impressive. Guys, what do you think? Have you seen anything like this before?
No, a very impressive technology. If it's working, I want to see it, how it works.
Yeah, we'll test it. Right?
Yeah, we'll test it for sure. What's your business model?
We call it the indoor positioning as a service. So we activate the service in your building, we maintain it, and you pay a per square meter price.
And it's not connected in any way with the Secret Service in Israel or anything like that?
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay. That's interesting. Let's see. What do the people want to know? Does the building need to be mapped first? For example, if I wanted to do this, do you need to create a map of the building, or how
We
does it
usually
work?
start with a map. That's easier. We just upload the floor plan. In the case of this area, we just took a screenshot of the map from the app and used that. It's easier when the building is being mapped, but even without it, we can help to create the maps by creating traffic maps and flow maps of how people use the building, and that can serve as the base layer for a graphical map.
You know, we're always very concerned about privacy, right? And if you're walking around here mapping everything, electromagnetic field, Secret Service, which is not involved yet, how do you manage the data privacy?
So the service is fully
to the users that come and walk around and use that service.
So the service is fully GDPR compliant. Our first customer was actually a German retailer, so they taught us everything we know about GDPR.
Which one will you let us know?
Not sure I can say.
Okay.
So everything is anonymized. Basically, to create traffic flow and heat maps of buildings, you don't need to understand a specific person. So everything is anonymized. We don't collect any PII. We just collect the location and can't tie to a person. So that keeps us certifiably GDPR compliant.
One question from the jury.
So the question, I mean, there was this Google Tango project, which also were trying to scan the world on the go, and a lot of privacy issues there as well, because how do you avoid as a building owner that your property is being scanned without you wanting it to be scanned? So that's something, how can I block the technology? I mean, I can't certainly stop the magnetic field of the Earth.
Yeah, so that's a regulatory issue, because technically you can't really block the technology other than, you know, introducing tons of magnets and constantly move them around. But that creates an interesting question of like who controls the data for a building and who controls the building map. One of the business models is for us to open up like maps for public buildings to third-party developers. So that they don't have to deal with the building owner, which might be a government, might be difficult to work. So in a sense, we're democratizing maps.
One additional technology question: did you so far already manage the floor-to-floor differentiation, or do you still need the air pressure?
No, everything works in 3D, and every floor has a unique magnetic fingerprint. So we have fully 3D mapping and navigation capabilities.
Now, you have a very skeptical crowd here, I must say, right? Because you said 1 meter, and they're like, it's not enough. So the question came up, so can you improve 1 meter, like if there's more people, more volumes?
From what we've seen for applications where it's people with a smartphone navigating around, 1 meter is enough. 1 meter in the supermarket takes you to the shelf in front of the product. You still have to find it on the shelf, but in this size of space. For robotic applications where it matters more, we can reduce the accuracy further to about 1 foot or 30 centimeters.
Okay, let's see. Any more from the jury? Should we think they're happy? I think they're impressed. So let's see. Privacy we talked about. How do you upload your indoor maps? Or what do you need? What setup do you need? For example, now to do this, if I wanted to do this real estate innovation booth for tomorrow, prepare everything, what do I need to do?
All we need is
How
for
do
a
I
person.
sign up? How do I?
Yeah, the maps are uploaded through a self-service dashboard, and basically all we need is for a person to walk around with a smartphone through the environment once. We basically collect the sensor data that we need, build the magnetic map of the building, and that's all we need to have the service up and running.
So just walk around, there's nothing you need to do. Brave new world. All the data is collected, everything is ready. Thank you very much, very impressive. A big round of applause for Oriient in Israel. Very nice. If you haven't